Welcome back to Media Madness. My name is Thomas, and I apologize in advance for any sniffling into the microphone. I'm feeling a bit under the weather today, but we are again beating the dead horse of the Zohran Mamdani New York City mayoral election. There's a video put out by this guy, Cam Higby. He's one of these conservative Twitter influencer guys, and he did a bunch of man-on-the-street interviews with Mamdani voters after his successful election on Tuesday. The thesis being of this video that that the voters don't know why they voted for him other than the nice vibes of his campaign. Now, I'm going to watch parts of this video, which I haven't watched yet at all, is probably going to be what you expect it to be. You know, he's got his beautiful art ho girlfriend. He's got a cute smile on TikTok, as it says in this promotional tweet. But there is a larger point that I want to make about the way Mamdani ran his campaign, why it worked, and why the various attacks from the right against him didn't work. I mean, I've said a 1,000 times, I think, on this show already, that you can, in large part, blame Mamdani's success on the infirmities of his opponent, Andrew Cuomo, which is sort of the obvious take, but I want to make an affirmative case for why this campaign worked, in absence of Cuomo, just sort of in a vacuum. So let's see what we have in this video so
far.
Guys,
can I ask you how you feel about Zohran winning?
I'm happy about it.
Why are you happy about it?
I don't know. I don't really know. I just do.
Really?
Yeah, because I keep seeing all the like cute TikToks of him like partying and clubbing, and honestly, he's like one for the people, you know?
That's why you support him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, I appreciate it. And there you have it, folks.
No, I mean, I hope that he can get some of the things done that he's saying he's going to do.
Like what?
Well, he wants to help people with their rent. He wants to help people with transportation costs.
Who's going to pay for that?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Well, look at this. This is your booth, right?
All right, enough.
Look at this.
Enough. I don't think you're here to have a...
I am.
conversation.
I absolutely am. You're out here selling Zohran merch, and you don't even know what he wants to do.
I just said a couple things that he wants to do.
But you have no idea how it will be implemented.
I know he has ideas about it.
He has concepts of a plan, right?
Hope of the society that we're moving towards.
Why does it give you hope?
I'm digging myself in a hole, I fear.
This doesn't work as well with like New Yorkers either, because New Yorkers are, like, especially these young, over-educated and over-credentialed type of people are not really, they're a very, like, post-ironic crowd. They're very cynical. You know, people like this, and I haven't even given her a chance to speak yet, are going to be very open about their lack of finesse on the particulars and brass tacks of policy.
Your favorite Zohran?
They don't care. I mean, they will
Policy.
readily accept that it's that the affirmative case for Zohran Mamdani is his vibes, and frankly, who can blame them? I mean, this was a non-trivial sort of contributor to Trump's success. It's a feeling. I think a lot of people are very quick to sweep that away and dismiss that as a totally irrelevant and childish thing to consider in your voting habits. Democracy being what it is, I mean, like, this is kind of what you get, you know? I mean, I'm not sure what you expect. Do you expect the entirety of the electorate to be this well-informed? I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. I mean, this is kind of the reason that suffrage was restricted so narrowly to begin with at the founding of this country. You can't expect the entirety of the population to be fluent in these sort of fine policy details. It's just not going to happen. So it does sort of default to vibes. This is no one's fault, but you know, it's just the way it is.
More reliable and more equitable.
How do we do that?
I don't know.
How do you feel about Zohran Mamdani winning?
Oh, I feel amazing about it. It's such a win.
Why?
Because we need people like him in office and someone who's under the age of 79.
What's your favorite Zohran policy?
I have no idea. I'm not from New York.
Okay. Thank you. I
Okay.
appreciate it. Why do you support him if you're not from New York?
Because I support innovative thinking and democracy.
So without bringing up Cuomo, I do want to, do a little post-election autopsy, see why this worked and why conservative attacks against him. I'm not talking about, him getting flanked from within the left from people like Cuomo, like why conservative attacks against him failed and why he was appealing in the first place. So first of all, he's a reasonably handsome guy. He's young and has a young, reasonably attractive wife. I know that's sort of a provocative thing to say for some reason, but I think she's fine looking. I want to talk a bit about design and why the design philosophy of Mamdani's campaign advertisements and his branding was very good, I think. So, I think there was a piece in the New York Times about this. So the first thing I want to say about Zohran's sort of flagship campaign sign here. This was the one. It's become very iconic, and we've all seen it everywhere a million times. The first thing that's worth mentioning is that he is using his first name, which is a pretty obvious ploy to establish a sense of familiarity, a sort of peer-to-peer relationship with his voters, which works for some people and doesn't work for others. Kamala Harris and Bernie Sanders had similar strategies. But aside from that, I do want to talk specifically about the font. The font is very reminiscent of, like the sort of fortune-telling Zoltar, like the coin-operated Turkish coin teller. It's the same sort of font here. And so on the surface, you might think this is a ploy to appeal to the large constituency of Islamic voters and foreign voters who live in New York City and who voted enthusiastically for Zohran. And I think, yeah, that's part of it. But I think the deeper analysis would be that this was a sort of a way to get out ahead of the inevitable right-wing attack of, this guy is a Muslim. It's been 25 years since 9/11. We have a radical Islamic, sort of pro-Palestinian, frothing at the mouth type of guy running the most powerful city in the world. I think why he does this sort of bizarre-esque, and that's B-A-Z, not B-I-Z, bizarre, type of font is to sort of bait his opponents into making tasteless and stupid sort of xenophobic attacks against him. And it works. The thing is, I've been seeing a lot of like people on the right saying like, oh, all of a sudden they're going to be selling goat meat at every hot dog stand and women are going to be wearing hijabs. This is the wrong analysis. Zohran is not meaningfully a Muslim in any way. His ideology is so thoroughly Western that it's more Western than basically anyone on the right, and I mean that disparagingly. I'm not saying it's good, but it is very, very Western. There's nothing at all Islamic culturally or politically about this person, other than the fact that he eats shawarma sometimes. It's his Orientalism is an ornament on his personality that he's crafted for the voters. In reality, Zohran, he was born in Kampala, or Uganda, I think. He lived in, I think, Qatar or the UAE or something. He's a rootless international student type of guy who does not really identify, I think, meaningfully with any sort of culture, especially not a traditional Islamic culture. He's a cosmopolitan. He's a rich kid. And the language and the ideology of the cosmopolitan elite is, an undying belief in liberal democracy with a little bit of socialism sprinkled in. They want an expanded social safety net. I don't know to what extent Zohran is a card-carrying communist, whether he wants sort of the state to seize the means of production entirely. I think maybe it's possible, but I don't think that's his current political ambition. He knows that isn't possible, obviously. But yeah, I think this is very intentional. It also just looks good. I mean, I know I said I wouldn't talk about Cuomo, but like, let's look at some of his campaign branding. To build a New York, it looks like a in bank or a hospital advertisement, and with just this all caps Helvetica font, so uninspired, so fucking boring. I understand this is supposed to be. I'm assuming this is simultaneously the crown of the Statue of Liberty and supposed to represent a new sun rising over New York City, rising in the east, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, it's just boring. And his big posters behind him, inoffensive, safe, red, white, and blue, American, uninspired, boring, terrible. I mean, it's just an interesting choice. This blue and gold and sort of darker red, like almost a maroon, choice with this. I don't know. I think it looks good. And this font that he uses a lot, aside from the main one, this one, which kind of looks like an old school, like it looks like the type of font you might see written on a used car in paint. It's that type of font. I don't know. Maybe there is it a nostalgia or something? I just, bottom line, I'm not, an expert in graphic design or anything, but I just think it works. I think it looks good. And I think these little things play on the psychology of voters and these people that Cam Higby point out, these people who voted based on vibes. This is so much of what politics is. I mean, we've all heard the anecdote about how people on the radio thought Nixon won the 1960 presidential debate, but people who watched it on TV thought that Kennedy won. I mean, it's because Kennedy looked good. He had the vibes visually. I mean, I think these little psychological plays matter a whole lot. And these are things that people like Zohran and Trump understand it. I think people like Cuomo and Hillary Clinton and Biden and Kamala do not understand it. That's what kind of worries me. I think Democrats are going to see this and they're going to understand on a more serious level that how to make something charismatic like this. It is charismatic. I think it works on a lot of levels. So anyway, I'm done glazing Mamdani for the day here. I think we've beaten this horse pretty thoroughly. So with that, I will wrap it up. Thank you for watching Media Madness. My name is Thomas, and we'll see you next time.